events such as this to enhance the community and strengthen interfaith bonds. The Western Muslim Club on campus also played a vital role in organizing this event. The club is actively involved in providing the student community with events that we hope will foster positive dialogue on and off campus. Now I'm just going to list off some other organizers who helped make this night what it is for now. Including the Faculty of Social Sciences and the Department of Political Sciences at the University of Calgary, along with the Muslim Council of Calgary, the Muslim Association of Canada, the Calgary chapter, Muslims of Southern Alberta Initiating Change, and our very own Religious Studies Student Club, Gnosis. After Tariq Ramadan is done speaking, we will have a question and answer period. And just a few remarks, please hold on to your tickets for now. If you're going to be coming or entering, you need the ticket to come back in, and please no flash photography throughout the event. And we will also, after the question and answer session, we will be selling his latest book, What I Believe. And now, I would like to welcome the head of the Religious Studies Department, Dr. Sigel, to introduce Dr. Ramadan. Thank you.
When I was offered the honor of introducing this evening's distinguished speaker, I expressed, that's an understatement, some doubts about my qualifications for the task. I presumed that whatever rationale the organizers had for their decision had nothing to do with me personally, so much as with the University of Calgary's Department of Religious Studies, which I am proud to be representing. Though our department and discipline try to maintain a strict neutrality when it comes to our students' religious outlooks and involvements, we derive immense satisfaction, usually quite secretly, when we see them applying the critical approaches and the comparative or historical perspectives that they learn from us to their own religious lives. Those of us among the faculty who are personally involved with our religious communities often do so in subversive ways, challenging the prevailing claims, assumptions, and stereotypes. I have therefore been quite pleased to note that several of our students have been playing active roles in the Western Muslim Initiative and in its attempts to provoke an honest engagement between the Islamic tradition and Canada's multicultural democratic society. Earlier this year, our department offered a block-week course on Islam in the modern world, for which Dr. Ramadan's Western Muslims and the Future of Islam was an assigned textbook. The course attracted a large proportion of Muslim students, and though I was not formally involved in the teaching of the course, there was an inescapable excitement in the air at that time, as students were being inspired to engage with Islam from intriguing new perspectives. The course's instructor was effusive with stories about how the students had been challenged to confront their own religiosity in new ways. We have good reason to ascribe much of that intellectual excitement to the textbook and to Tariq Ramadan's valuable insights into the condition of Islam in the post-Enlightenment world. Tariq Ramadan hails from Geneva, Switzerland, which I now realize is famous for its towering minarets that, so we've been told, seems to obscure the view of the Alps. There he studied philosophy, literature, social sciences, as well as some Arabic and Islamic studies. He is currently Professor of Contemporary Islamic Studies at Oxford University, teaching also in the Oxford Faculty of Theology. In addition to the aforementioned Western Muslims and the Future of Islam, his most recent books include What I Believe, and Radical Reform, Islamic Ethics, and Liberation, which you could buy after. Professor Ramadan is currently president of the European Muslim Network in Brussels. In his numerous publications and lectures, he has contributed substantially to the debate on the issues of Muslims in the West and the Islamic revival in the Muslim world. His influence has been felt not only in the conventional academic settings, but also as a powerful voice in the communal and public arenas. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the most valued tribute I can offer to Dr. Ramadan comes in the form of an observation that was made by my esteemed wife this week after listening to an interview with him on CBC this Sunday. Following the exchange, she characterized him as, quote, very reasonable. Now, this comes from a person who is not easily impressed, and I don't think she ever called me very reasonable. I think we should take this as, she's never wrong, take this as the highest possible commendation. You didn't come here to hear me. I'm sure you are all most eager to hear the words of reason and insight from our most distinguished speaker, Professor Tariq Ramadan.
Thank you. Thank you for this introduction. I will try to be reasonable and full to point. Thank you for being here, and I really want to thank the students and all the people who were involved in this invitation here. It's a long way from London, and I had other commitments and lectures in Canada during these few days, just coming from Toronto. And I would say that it's really important for you in Canada to tackle these issues. Because that's true that when we speak about Europe and what is going on there, the perception, and it's a true perception, is that things are quite difficult. We talked about the minarets, we talked about, the headscarf, the niqab, the burqa, building mosques, schools. It's quite difficult. And when you come to Canada, it's quite clear that the situation here in Canada is much better. But I can tell you something I said just before, that when first I came in Canada at the beginning of the 90s, the perception I had in the discussion, the perception that were around were different from what we have now. So the situation is fragile. And when a situation is fragile, we have to take advantage of the qualities of the society, what is going well, but also to have a preemptive policy towards things that can move in the wrong direction. So it's fragile. When I was in Mauritius a few years ago, I was talking about this, saying to the Muslims there, because it's a pluralistic society as well, very nice, very good. It was very simple to be from different backgrounds in Mauritius. But then a football match changed the situation. Soccer, as you call it. Egypt was involved playing against Mauritius. And suddenly, some of the Mauritian people started to support Egypt because Egypt was a Muslim team. And their fellow Mauritian citizens said, who are you? Are you with us or are you against us? Are you with the Mauritian team or are you with Muslims? And the bad news is that at the end of the match, the Egyptian team won. It's not a bad news for everyone, but this happened and started to create a kind of a suspicion for a football match, because we are dealing with emotions. And I think that anything could happen. A terrorist attack, a social problem, riots, could change the positive dimension. No. Is that better like this? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it okay?